The latest on the American jobs recovery. For the first time, unemployment claims numbers released today. They're right about where they were last week, holding at 880 some odd thousand. We're still below a million, which is where we hovered during the height of the pandemic. And actually, the high number, you may recall, folks, was 6 million. Now, is this a sign that the nation is still in recovery mode? We're going to be joined now by Elaine Parker, Chief Communications Officer for Job Creators. So what's your take on this, Elaine?
Well, my take on it is that the president's policies that he's had in place for the last 3.5 years are still there. The fundamentals are still there. And as we get our economy open and states start to reopen, in spite of some of these governors and mayors who have issued draconian orders, those policies are there. And when we get our businesses open and we get people back to work and we get our kids back in school, we're seeing unemployment rate drop and to 8.4% this month, and 1.4 million jobs created. So we are on the right track. 10.6 million jobs created over the last 4 months. We're not 100% back, but we are definitely headed in the right direction.
You know, there's some back and forth going on about whether we should have another stimulus plan. Do you think we should? And if so, what should it look like?
Well, look, we are supportive of Leader McConnell's bill that he put out just a day or so ago and voted on today. It didn't pass. It didn't pass, unfortunately. The Democrats did block it, but we agree with a very targeted bill. I mean, basically, he was focused on the Paycheck Protection Program, extending it and expanding it to help our most vulnerable out there in this economy, and that's small businesses. It's been an overwhelming success. 5.1 million businesses were able to take advantage of this program, which are forgivable loans, saved over 51 million jobs. So it's an unequivocal success. It's certainly something we should do. And I think the Democrats, it's a dereliction of duty that they are not at the table voting on something so important for our small business owners.
Yeah. Now, by the way, we're looking at Donald Trump Jr. was criticizing every single Dem in the Senate voted against the COVID relief bill. And it seems to me that the Democrats seem to be holding out for a whole lot more money that we don't have, Elaine.
Yeah, it's incredible. So the Democrats' House bill that they passed in May is a $3 trillion bill. This bill that failed today, Leader McConnell's bill, is a $1 trillion bill. Chuck Schumer calls McConnell's bill an emaciated bill. Only in Washington would you call $1 trillion emaciated. What it is targeted, and it's targeted to those who need the most help now. Yeah. Our small business owners need help getting back up and running, and they need it now.
Yeah, and a lot of people are criticizing this because where do they go from here? Because that's such a long way between 3 million. I think they came down to, what, 2.2 million? And I know every politician right now wants to get in line with where they stand so they can go campaign on it. But at the same time, there is a reality that there are people in need. So what people you think need the money now?
The people that need it now are the small business owners. If they can get their businesses back up and running, and they can have some support through a paycheck protection program to help continue that lifeline, they can get their employees back up and running, they can get their employees paid. You know, what we saw in the drop in unemployment is actually part of that is a result of the ending of that $600 a week bonus on the federal unemployment benefits. We have many members who told us they were ready to get up and open and running, but their employees were making more money sitting home on unemployment. And so by ending that unemployment benefits, we saw people come back into the workforce and come back to work as a result. So it was really pent-up hiring that also contributed to the decrease in the unemployment rate and 1.4 million jobs coming back. So we're going to keep seeing that. And if the Democrats are going to sit on their hands and not support small business through the Paycheck Protection Program, we're going to continue seeing that pent-up hiring get filled by people coming back into the workforce as these cities open up.
Yeah. Elaine, thank you very much for joining us. Elaine Parker.